Today, on Storytime with Jackie, we are going to watch the 2015 WFTDA Championship, Gotham versus Rose City, Chapter 2. This is really exciting. This is one of my favorite games of all the times. And we're doing it today because today is also my 10-year Derbyversary. Yay! Like literally 10 years ago today, I walked into a boot camp and I did not have skates that were going to work for roller derby. I met Scream Madonna at Circle City Derby Girls, and she loaned me her skates. She took them right off her feet, put them on my feet, and that's how I got to play roller derby, because someone was very kind and loaned me a pair of skates. And if I hadn't tried it out that day, I don't know if I would have gotten hooked. And 10 years later, here I am. It's so much. I actually took some time today to go through some old photos and try to pick one photo from each year. And you saw that probably during the intro. It was really hard. There's been a lot of years and a lot of photos and a lot of memories. A lot of memories I don't have photos of. But it gets you really nostalgic. And I'll admit, I almost cried a little bit. So we don't want to do that today. Instead, we are going to watch roller derby. We're going to watch other people play roller derby who are super good at it. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for your well wishes. Let's take a look at what happened in the past. That's the sound of the past coming back to us. So here is all the wins from 2014. What? And then the wins from 2015. Crazy. And then we come down here and no, we're not going to see it on this page. We'll just look at this game. The semifinals, Gotham had to play VRDL, Victorian Roller Derby League. This was a crazy game. We are absolutely going to have a different week because I have a different story to tell you about VRDL, the rise of VRDL. But right now we're still on Gotham versus Rose. So let's just say Gotham had it really tough. They had an extremely tough game against VRDL, and then they were going to the finals against Rose City. Meanwhile, Rose City's season looked like this. Let's go back. All right. So they had this great 2014 season, and then they had the 3-point loss, which very much stuck in their brains. And so all 2015, they were thinking of ways to be more awesome. And they had a lot of good wins here. There's a close game with Texas, and they actually did have a loss that year to London. This was an interesting thing. This was an away game. I think Rose went to London. I remember this. They had a 10-point victory with Bridgetown, but that's not WFTDA. We don't have to worry about that. Some other big games here, a close game with Texas again in playoffs. And then here we are, Champs Weekend, beat Bay Area by 46. A 12-point game with London, beats London by 12 points. This was a really fun game too. We might watch it in the future. It was very enjoyable. And then Rose is going to the final. So let's go watch the roller derby. So the rosters have changed again, as they change every year. People have transferred to Gotham, people have transferred to Rose, and Gotham is having a really great time during their intro. This is a lot of fun. Oh, they're having such a good time. This is going to be interesting because this wasn't how we normally streamed our games, because this was the network streaming this. And so we're going to see probably some different camera angles, some different types of cuts, and just altogether a different view of the game. So a lot had changed in a year. Gotham knew Rose is a really, really, really big threat. Gotham knew they were going to have to make some changes based on what they learned the year before. And Rose made a lot of changes too. Rose decided to become even more disruptive than they had been the year before. And something I've always enjoyed about watching Rose City is they are not afraid to try things and to have a lot of unique strategies that are tailored to the team that they are playing. Some teams, a lot of teams, most teams, have to have the same strategy for everybody. They play the same way every single time they play because that's their way. Like, we're going to play our game, our rules. And Rose City very much has a game, but also has a specific game for different teams that they play. And they knew exactly what they were doing here as far as splitting up the Gotham defense as much and as often as possible so that their jammers could get lead. The more you get lead, the more likely you are to win the game. Oh, Contusions, you're in the crowd. Do you know where you sat? My kitten's knocking over some stuff. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna have to uninvite you. This is Lupin. Hi. Lupin's very happy to see you. And now Lupin is leaving the room. So already this game is very tight, very close. It's extremely exciting. I know I am in the crowd somewhere losing my mind. Everyone is just literally screaming. You can kind of hear the crowd noise in the background. It is so loud to be in this room right now. And look how spread out the pack is. That was a really good hit out at the back. Again, just keeping Gotham players away from each other. Now, this is a huge jam for Eagle. This is going to make a big difference right off the bat because it looks like Rose City is incredibly dominant and Gotham is going to have to adjust and come back from this. Eagle is just crushing it right now, just skating laps. Everything is great. I love that already in a year, blocking has changed again. You can tell that there's a really fluid blocking style because we got into those formations last year and now those formations are a lot more flexible. We have a lot more difference in shapes. We don't have the same shapes all the time. We're just kind of moving around and evolving each time. There's Fisher twice there at the front, another transfer skater that year, transferred to Gotham. Eagle says words, goes to bench. Gosh, I love instant replays. Is there anything better? Wow. Not only do they have one, they have multiple instant replays. Our sport is being presented very sporty right now on the ESPN. Now, Bonnie's back out there. Jam 3, ready to do some jamming. Now, Jessica Rodriguez, that's Liquor and Split. Went by Jessica Rodriguez for this game. There's just so much screaming and chaos. Just like last year, both of these teams are really kind of amped up right now. Like, Gotham looks really calm. So this is actually the best they've looked so far in this game. It seems like, okay, after the first two jams, we're going to settle down a little bit. And now Bonnie's just going to go. Bonnie's going to go as much as she can. She's like, okay, how many points did Scald Eagle get? I'm going to try to get that many points if everyone will allow me to. And this is especially easy now that the Rose City blockers are going to the box. And apparently we have a magical missing star for Rose City. Did the pivot on Rose just hand the panty back to the original jammer? Probably, because it seems like there was some sort of an illegal pass going on and she got a penalty, so she had to go to the box and she didn't get the helmet cover on the way, so she's going to have to pick it up when she comes back in. Like something went bad. Hopefully they'll have a nice replay of that so we'll be able to know what happened. And now the pivot's getting an out of play penalty because the pivot tried to take the star, and I guess again it didn't work out. This is a monstrous jam for Gotham. Rose City came out so strong with 22 points to start the game, and Bonnie just crushed it so hard. So this is something that can happen if you get a little bit keyed up and aren't quite thinking about the consequences of your actions. These things can happen at the highest levels. These things happen at our levels all the time, goofy things with star passes, but here you are, best players in the world, goofing up a star pass. It happens. Now, this is the first jam for shortstop in this game. Shortstop was definitely a sensation on Gotham this year. Oh, sadly has a penalty. So now Lauren Much is going to try to counter what Bonnie just did. Tempest said I had a weird panty pass in our first, and I guess what will have been our last bout this season. I was a pivot and took the panty, got halfway around the track with the panty on my helmet, till I finally heard the ref tell me I'm not the jammer, and my jammer was in the box. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing because you're like, I don't want to get an out of play penalty, but I thought we did the right things, and sometimes the right things didn't quite happen. Now, Lauren Much has evolved tremendously already in a year. You saw kind of over the course of the game in 2014, she got more confidence and just more back and forth action and just really grew over the course of the game. It just got more confident and was killing it. Now it's been a year later. She's learned a lot. She's fierce and ready to go. And the same here with Eagle. Eagle remembers last year. Eagle does not want that to happen again. Eagle is playing very smart and safe. And this time, shortstop took advantage because shortstop's real little and hard to see. So sadly, penalty for Eagle here. This happens sometimes, more often when Eagle doesn't get lead. And now shortstop's just going to do little shortstop things, which involve fitting into small places and skating real fast.
Again, Gotham holding back, slowing that pack down. Rose City setting up their defense.
Now, Gotham's doing a lot more offense already in this game. They're trusting shortstop to get things going, and they're hoping with a little bit of speed she can get through. But right now, she's left 4-on-1, and they're just kind of waiting for Eagle because they know Eagle's so strong. Look how fast she moved them forward.
It was a very nice synchronized move by Gotham defense and pushing Scald Eagle out on the outside.
Oh, change that.
So far by shortstop. Make that 10.
Scald Eagle having to get reset again. Rose City having problems stopping shortstop because they are down blockers right now.
Oh my gosh, that was some beautiful footwork.
She recycles to the back of the pack right behind Scald Eagle, who gets pushed out of play on the inside line.
Extremely dedicated.
Oh my gosh, these jammers are just being left on their own right now. This crowd is crazy. It's so loud. But wonderful footwork and wonderful effort here by shortstop. Shortstop was really mentally resilient to come out here right away in your first WFTDA championship game, get a penalty almost immediately in that previous jam, and now comes out, gets lead, and scores 14 points. Bonnie is back out again. Bonnie has jammed 3 times in the first 6 jams. And Rose is short-handed right now, so they are not helping Jessica Rodriguez. And Bonnie's going to work on her own too, because Gotham has elected to do some really, really, really heavy defense. Uh-oh, back block?
She increases their lead to 51 points to Rose City's 30. You see on the instant replay, Bonnie Thunder.
Instant replay, Bonnie skating. So that was really unfortunate that as soon as Rose City blocker comes back on the track, she gets another penalty. It happens, and Rose being down is going to make things a lot easier for Misty Maven, who is already playing a lot more in this game than she did the year before, because over the course of 2015, Maven became her own beast mode, and she's just so much faster and stronger than ever, and she becomes incredibly fun to watch.
That's right, she takes Misty Maven out on the outside, forcing her to reset behind the pack.
Misty Maven now coming up against a tripod.
Oh, wow. That was really amazing.
Lauren Much still working on her pass.
Oh, wow. She did something similar there on the inside to hold herself in.
Line out on her initial pass.
Misty Maven to the outside of the far straightaway.
Nice work, Maven. These are Maven's first points in the game. High fives for everybody. Yay.
18 and a half minutes left in the first half.
You see on the instant replay, Misty Maven scores through on that inside line. Gotham
Did everybody watch Bonnie Thunder's That Beautiful Moment on Saturday? I hope so.
2 points against Victoria. They do
It was so nice. I really loved watching the movie. It felt like such a great portrayal of our sport and showed it more for what it is instead of like the gimmicky things that a lot of journalists seem to be attracted to when they do a news story. It was just such a great cinematic journey and followed an athlete that has a great story that we've been watching for so many years.
Rose City defense, that helps Bounty Thunder's
And I was thinking about that because Gotham was doing the high fives, and I remember that was something that was talked about in the locker room before some of these champs games. Like, hey, we're going to have high fives. We're going to be positive. We're going to keep talking out there.
offense again helps to destroy.
What an amazing sweep. Everybody got on somebody and made that pass so much easier for Bonnie.
That's another 5-point scoring pass for Gotham.
Lucy gave me the feels. Yes, I had so many feels. I did cry watching that movie. Now, Eagle is back from the box. Eagle has already gotten 2 penalties,
That's going to be Violet knockout.
and it's only the 8th jam of the game.
Clearing her initial pass.
Bonnie Thunder's incredible awareness of where the other jammer is at.
So things have escalated quickly on the scoreboard.
Violet knockout that frees Bonnie Thunders from Rose City's defense.
And it appears
Wow, that sweep.
timeout being called
Epic.
City.
This team timeout is brought
So a good timeout as the score is now 70-30. This is crazy. To have a 40-point lead, not even halfway into the first half. This is mainly about Gotham capitalizing on penalties that are happening on the Rose City side and just calming down after those first 2 jams and settling into a heavily defensive game. It's very calm. You can tell they're not doing any erratic movements anymore. They're just kind of just doing it like they always do. I have that tank top. I was really tempted today to wear my Rose City and Gotham merch, but I have tank tops for both, and I couldn't figure out a good way to wear 2 tank tops on top of each other.
Agree more. Seems to be playing very emotionally right
At least with the Texas Gotham game, I had one was a hoodie, and I could just be like, foo, 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 foo. Now, this is a really interesting setup. You have Gotham that was kind of cuddled around some of the Rose players, and then 2 of the Rose players at the front. They definitely had a plan to get back together once things got going, but it's very confusing to look at as a blocker because you're thinking, well, Rose is already split up. How can this be good? Well, Rose knew exactly what they were going to do to get back together, and while Gotham was evaluating what was going to happen, Jessica Rodriguez got lead, and these are her first points of the game. So Rose already made a good adjustment. They're trying things that are a little bit more risky. Taking advantage of chaos. Organized chaos. I love all these spinning maneuvers too on the outside. Spinning is one of my favorite ways to detach from people who want to be attached to me. All right, Jam 10. Bonnie and Lauren Much. Lauren Much very quickly got the inside line. There was a good offensive plan off the start of that jam. Bonnie is still struggling at the front. She was almost out, but those blockers slowed her down a little bit. And now Lauren Much is scoring. All right, just a few and call it off. So 2 points. All right, so we had a 0-0 jam and a 2-point jam since the timeout. So right now, Rose is just going to peck away at this problem of this 40-point lead that Gotham has. Oh, hi, Unicorn.
Misty Maven out on the jam line for Gotham, opposite Scald Eagle. Misty Maven, 9 points so far in this bout, 20 for Scald Eagle.
All right, Maven did a nice job making sure Eagle got stuck deep within her blocker wall before attacking the Rose City formation, even though Rose was a little bit short-handed. And that seemed like a really good plan, but things broke down real quickly. Eagle is incredibly determined in this game and has an amount of focus that I think was higher than any time we'd ever seen before in her career. Like, Eagle is here to win this time. Just an incredibly driven individual. Oh, wonderful footwork there. If Eagle comes in with any kind of speed, good luck. Pack is incredibly spread out right now. We've got the 3 Gotham blockers at the front trying to hold on to Eagle, but they're having trouble also staying together. Right now they're lucking out because there's a little bit of a more predictable pattern of trying to go for the outside. Every jammer has a favorite side. Meanwhile, Maven is working and she's closer to the front now, but the pack is getting really tight and she needs some assistance. And she's getting it. Fisher Twice is up there. Fisher Twice has the star. And Fisher Twice used to play for Minnesota under another name. What kind of jump was that? That was amazing. Oh, wow. Let's see some footwork again. That looked nice. Wow. Please tell me you have the weird jump here. Whee! That's not how I train anyone to apex jump, but man, it works for Eagle. Oh my gosh. How fun. All right, Bonnie is back out again against Jessica Rodriguez. Look how condensed this is. It already looks so much different in 1 year again. Just the shapes that are being formed. Does that work? Yes. Okay, so now at this point in time, we have the one hand rule because Rodriguez's hand went down on the inside, and that was okay. That's a rule we have in roller derby now that happened after the year before. And Rodriguez is doing a great job of just moving feet around people to try and stay in bounds. It didn't work quite as well on the outside line that time, but to get lead, it was incredibly effective. Second star pass to Fisher Twice that was successful so far this game. So again, Rose is pecking away at it. Gotham has not scored any points since the timeout. So the adjustments are working. I think that was a high five fail. So what was a 40-point game is now a 12-point game. And Lauren Much got the inside line once again. Very, very easy. Pack is moving really fast. Gotham trying to get to the front. This is kind of an old school thing to do. If you don't have lead, you kind of get to the front and you get the speed going. But Lauren Much does not mind going fast. And look, she sped around everybody. Wow. That was a really good juke to get the inside line open. There's only one player there.
Getting a little grab from OMG. 61 points for Rose City, 71 for Gotham. 10 minutes, 30 seconds.
All right, now we're down to a 10-point game. Gotham did steal a point on that one. And this is a good time for a timeout for Gotham because Gotham's like, we had a 40-point lead and now it's a 10-point lead. Doesn't feel that comfortable. And now they're going to make some adjustments. And I really like that the cameras are showing the players talking to each other. I can't imagine how distracting it must have been at the time, but it's kind of neat to kind of see the interactions happening because that's something you get to see in other sports like NFL, basketball, and you get to see them problem solving in the moment a little bit. It's fun because it helps tell the story.
What a battle has been here so far. It's a 31-1 run for Rose City right now to get back into this. And that, of course, is
all right, we're almost ready to go again. It felt like a really long time out.
And Bonnie Thunders are the two leading scorers in all of the playoffs. Bonnie Thunder scored 541 points in the qualification tournament to get here, while Scald Eagle scored 417 to get here. So look for
wow, are you hearing those stats? Bonnie scored 541 points to get here, and Eagles scored 417. These are huge amounts of points. And they were both the highest scoring jammers for their teams that year. All right, shortstop just kind of squeezed out the front there. She's just so little. How are you supposed to hit shortstop? All right, Eagle definitely took a few hits on that one. Came out moving a little bit more carefully.
It looked like she had some things to say about that out on the track. 61 points for Rose City, 75 for Gotham. 9 minutes, 36 seconds left in the first half of this game. I want to say thanks to Rydell Skates for handcrafting quality roller skates in the United States for 70 years and sponsoring the WFTDA. Check them out online, rydellskates.com.
Feels like there's so many breaks in this game already. All right, Bonnie and Jessica Rodriguez are jamming against each other. Bonnie's out at the front. Rose City is at the front. And woo, another nice move there on the inside line from Jessica Rodriguez. Like the year before, Rodriguez had done a lot of pushing to get through, and now Rodriguez is doing all this new footwork and agility that clearly had been worked on a lot more over that season and developed. Bonnie Thunders with a rare penalty. This is a big opportunity for Rose City. This is exactly what they need, and they're attempting the inside line sweep, and it does work. She just barely gets in there, enough room. Oh, she tries to call it off and then remembers, oh wait, I'm not lead. Whoops. Let me know in the chat if you've ever tried to call it off while not being lead.
Lead jammer sitting in the penalty box. That would be Bonnie Thunders.
That's right, and when she comes out, she will not be the lead jammer anymore. That's why we're going this full 2 minutes.
All right, loss of lead, 2-minute jam. Tempest says, oh, heck yeah. Oh, wow. Really nice lateral action and juking here by Bonnie. That worked out incredibly well. Rodriguez is trying some juking too, but nobody's moving right now. Now she's just kind of holding still and has gone back to pushing. All of the Gotham blockers want to hang out with Jessica Rodriguez. Bonnie's working solo for the most part, with a little bit of help here and there.
Just scooting those Gotham blockers
All right, nice offense here, kind of mixing things up from OMG.
in for another scoring pass.
Stars dash for Rodriguez. She still has it in hand, but is playing defense. And then gets
How strange.
penalty, even though the Stars
She was playing defense. She wasn't even trying to jam anymore. And got a penalty. So it's going to start with a power jam for Gotham in the next jam.
Is going to set up as a
That was strange. Like, she stopped trying to jam, and so everyone was like, let's all help Bonnie.
see on the replay. Rodriguez
Yeah, this moment was great. Like, if I could have stopped here, everything would have been awesome in this jam.
there, she did that by tapping her hips, but no, not allowed to do that. That's why that jam.
So 13 points for Gotham, 8 points for Rose City in a very confusing 2-minute jam. A nice power start for Maven. All the blockers are going to watch her play roller derby. And one of the Gotham blockers went to the box. Now some offense. It seemed like they were waiting for her to get to the turn so they could get like a more strategic advantage of placement. But the momentum wasn't there enough for them to be able to really get the inside line players out of the way. Now they've elected, let's just wait now because Rodriguez is almost back. Nice! Finally got there. That was a lot of work on that initial pass.
To the penalty box for Rose City. Violet knockout exiting the penalty box for Gotham Girls Roller Derby. Jessica
All right, Rodriguez is out. Shaken off the previous jam. Didn't take that long to get out.
picks up a 4-point scoring pass and calls off the jam. Gotham extends their lead, 92-60.
All right, 92 to 69. Gotham can feel kind of comfortable again because they had gone scoreless for that large chunk of time, and now they have taken advantage of some situations again to increase their lead.
Rose City fans chanting down in turn 3. Lauren
Vicious Van Gogh is back. I'm not sure if she's played yet in this game. This might be her first jam in this game. And Much just took the outside line real fast.
Vicious Van Gogh trying to work against Sarah Gaither. Nice exit hit by Gaither in turn 2. Lauren Much already back in the pack, mixing it up and putting points on the board for Rose City.
All right, Gogo's still working at the front, just has one person to beat who became extra peoples and then was one person again.
Lauren Much stays in bounds, clears on the 4-point scoring pass as Gotham gets their jammer out, calls off the jam. 4-0 jam in favor of Rose City.
That bumps them up to 73 points to Gotham's 90. And we see the instant replay where Much got out on that initial pass, just ducking under.
Oh, wow, that was such a great hit out there from the Rose City pivot.
Extremely well. It helps to obfuscate her at times, and that's what helps get her through those corners.
Being sneaky is a
Eagles' makeup's looking really good today.
Good at that as well. She can also push it back forward if need be. Bonnie Thunder jamming for Gotham. Scald Eagle for Rose City. Scald Eagle trying to stay in bounds. Goes for the outside line, then cuts back to the end. She is clear.
Wow, that worked out incredibly well.
OMG trying to play offense against Whitney Griffin up front. Trying to get Bonnie Thunders out of that pack.
The pack is still going at a pretty good clip, which is what Bonnie usually.
Now, Rose is kind of stretching around Bonnie to try and contain her as much as possible, and it is working. Oh, big hit from Eagle. Eagle says, blockers, please take that. They didn't keep her, but boy, oh boy, was that a powerful hit.
On her wheels. Rose City is
One of those wonderful inside to outside maneuvers, just mwah.
slaloms through, gets her hits by a couple blockers, picks off.
Again, Eagle remembers the year before. Lucy says, I have loved watching Much grow so much as a jammer through these. She's so rad. Tempest, I agree. I really love watching Much. Yeah, Much is phenomenal. Just, there's no ceiling on Lauren Much. She can just keep growing and growing. And Eagle is having an amazing game and an amazing season in 2015.
Lauren Much out to jam for Rose City. Shortstop jamming again for Gotham.
That's right, shortstop.
Like this year especially feels like all three of Rose City's jammers are just kind of so well developed and know themselves and their blockers so well that they work together incredibly well.
Gotham 18 points on the board so far.
Shortstop doing little things with little feet. Woo, spin, bye.
And using a little bit of momentum to hit that Gotham wall by the pivot line. Now she tries to take the friendly side. Violet knockout says no.
Very much trying to make headway in the backfield. Meanwhile, shortstop on her second scoring pass for Gotham girls.
Shortstop just keeps moving feet at all times.
To the infield, Violet knockout, sexy Slady doing a great
Just keep tapping around, tap, tap, tapping around.
Shortstop looking very frustrated on that tripod of Rose City set up in the far
and a
straightaway.
track cut.
Oh dear, a track cut for Lauren Much.
Have a power jam for
So there's something called an announcer's curse where if you say nice things about somebody, they get a penalty. And so chat, you guys did that. I'm just kidding.
That is where Gotham starts to capitalize and really makes you pay. Nice hit.
Oh, nice drop off of shortstop there on the inside. Players at the back are like, hey, over here, come over here.
Roller derby. That was 4 points on that last scoring pass.
That's 9 points total for Gotham. That puts them over the century.
Much is just kind of doing some deep breathing, calming down, making sure to come back in
Stops work.
just the right amount of energy.
Keeps on going.
Ooh, denied apex jump, hurt friend, sadness.
And Lauren Much getting up after she'd been knocked across the apex, which is what caused that track cut penalty.
Penalty count 13 for Gotham. 19.
Oh boy.
Bonnie Thunder's jamming in the power start for Gotham.
So power start's been given to Bonnie this time. Bonnie's gonna make good use of it.
Down in turn 2, but Bonnie Thunder's your lead jammer.
All right, they're planning, they're pointing, they're watching for Lauren Much to come back. Is anyone gonna go offense for Bonnie? That's a nope. They're still pointing, still pointing. So now Rose has to begin bridging out.
The engagement zone of 20.
Ooh, wow, what an impact Much made at the back. They decided to give her all three of their backs, which ended up being very smart because they had a feeling she might come in hot and fast, and a back block occurred.
Offense trying to get Bonnie Thunder's out. Bonnie Thunder shrugs off a hit from Whitney Griffin at the front of the pack and clears for 5 points.
Gotham, they call themselves a hive mind, and we are seeing them swarm around Rose City very well. They take that very literally.
All right, OMG's up there just to kind of create a threat for Rose, but they're deciding not to interfere just yet. You've got one Rose City blocker just kind of hanging out on the inside, not coming back in because they don't want to be goaded.
Bonnie Thunder's one to beat up front. Whitney Griffin.
Whoa, nice work there. Bonnie continuing her momentum.
Little mistiming on Griffin's hit attempt on Bonnie Thunder's.
All right, Much is finally out now.
Lauren Much through the pack, clears on her initial pass.
Bonnie's being really casual skating on this pass.
Throwing at the referee on her way to the penalty box 'cause she
Sarelson skating with Bonnie.
skelter. Gotham now losing 2 blockers. Whitney Griffin going right at Bonnie Thunders at the end of that jam. 3 more points for Gotham Girls Roller Derby. And
Oh boy.
choosing to jaw at the referee, Whitney Griffin. She's going to be right there too.
Some conversation occurring with the officials. But yeah, look at that. Everybody fell down with the impact.
Coming in hot to the pack, and there you see Whitney.
I don't know what to say about that.
Lauren Much coming through on a scoring pass on this replay.
And fans, we are at halftime already.
What? How are we at halftime already? Okay, Rose City 81, Gotham 114 at halftime. Gotham has done a good job maintaining a 30-ish point lead for most of the game. I mean, they got that 40-point lead about like less than halfway through the half, and then Rose got really close. They got within 12, and then Gotham spread it right back out again. So let's take a look at the second half. Let's get in here. How many commercials are we gonna have? Oh, so they started it and forgot that it was going. So Bonnie and Eagle are starting the second half. This is going to be a pairing we're probably going to see a lot. I'm not sure which team is doing the jammer matchup, but it seems to be an effective one because I think Eagle in particular likes skating against Bonnie.
Point on that lap. That is the full 5 points. Gotham
And Rose is doing this great like way of blocking where they spread way out and then get back into their formation. Each of them has become a more formidable blocker on their own. So the shapes aren't as necessary. They're not as devoted to the shapes, and the shapes keep changing form all the time now in the formation. Gotham is still doing a lot of more of a flat wall with some bracing. They're having a little bit more of a structured defense that's more organized. Eagle having a huge jam to start the second half. Just coming out here, already has 20 points. Meanwhile, while Saracen's putting her out on the outside, Bonnie's still in the pack. Bonnie takes off the star. And I think that was an attempt at a fake star pass. Let everyone look at Violet Knockout for a second. And Bonnie was finally able to escape. And did she call it off before Bonnie scored? Nope, Bonnie got the 4 points. Eagle waited a little bit too long on that call off. But Eagle got 29 points. It's a really good jam. Nice juke. Now that's really interesting. Rose City is deciding to use their official review immediately because they don't believe that these 4 points occurred. And they must think that they can get it. Otherwise, you would not use your official review this early unless you are really, really sure.
My guess is, if I were forced to speculate, that they're going to ask about the 3 points that were picked up by Gotham at the tail end of that jam.
Maven and Lauren Much are getting ready to go.
Back with more on this official review in just a moment.
Currently, we are going on a break. Let's just skip ahead.
And we are back at the
So, 8-point game. Ah.
featuring Gotham Girls Roller Derby from New York and the Rose City Rollers hailing from Portland, Oregon. Gotham 118, Rose City 110.
And we have Lauren Much for Rose City going up against Misty Maven for Gotham.
All right, everything is so tight and close together. Maven has these wonderfully long legs that can just stretch around the blockers.
Very much trying to work against the back of the pack. Gaither really dedicating herself to
And her upper body movement is really effective too, as far as just kind of like jutting into spaces and then back out again whenever opportunities arise. Lauren Much crushing it, got lead jammer.
got her through turn 2. Lead jammer status. Rose City. Misty Maven still on her initial pass.
And that was interesting. So
The pack is moving at kind of a little bit of a quicker clip.
Well, the thing is it doesn't change.
Bridging way out, long pack. Maven's at the front.
and they only have 2 timeouts left in the game.
Both jammers are kind of in similar positions at different points in the pack now.
Chestnut bracing that wall.
Somebody's going to have to split off real soon from Rose.
Drop the bridge to extend the pack.
Meanwhile,
And there it is.
taken back on the far straightaway. She had to reset, and now, she steps out of bounds, decides not to.
All right, that jam is over with 4 points for Rose City, and they were well earned.
Saracen over to talk to the outside.
Look at that offense there from number 26. Such a great distraction.
There was Lauren Much again attacking that.
Wow, just tried to mow them over.
Points in that jam, bumping Rose City up to 114 to Gotham.
I really love these Gotham jerseys. These ones with the stripes, I think they're my favorite. I like them a lot.
Bonnie Thunder's wearing the star for Gotham. Bonnie Thunder's
If Gotham ever did a jersey fundraiser, I would want one of these jerseys.
down right before the pivot line.
Rodriguez almost
Oh my gosh, so many people on the ground. It's upsetting. Ooh. Rodriguez against all 4 at the front, pushing so hard and doing so much work. And all 4 rows at the back. All right, now here comes Saracen. Is waiting to do the offense until Rodriguez is on her feet. And oh, the pack is getting spread out. There you go. Rodriguez, front-facing star.
pick up a little bit of pace there against Bonnie Thunders. Bonnie Thunders really hard to hold her back.
Oh, wow.
Rose City doing a fantastic job. They finally have to let her go as Rodriguez hits the back of
Like, I've done enough jamming right now. I'm fine with this. All of this is fine.
We've got ourselves a tie game.
Die game!
At the beginning of that jam, just getting caught up in Gotham's defense. Bonnie Thunder is
Oh my gosh.
and hit after hit after hit. Rodriguez just gets up.
Yeah, at one point the star got knocked off her head and had to put it back on.
3-point run for Rose City in the second half. Gotham, nothing.
Rose City came out of halftime, wheels on fire. Scald Eagle back to jam for Rose
Wow.
City. Stop with the star.
So Gotham has not scored any points in the second half yet. And Eagle managed to jump over some feet on the inside. Once again, Eagle turns into a blocker and goes after shortstop. Shortstop would like to not be stuck, but oh my gosh. The effort between Eagle and Rivas almost reabsorbed her into the pack completely.
We saw that she was trying
Nice work there again from number 26. Has separated Fisher twice. I'll just apex jump Fisher twice. This is fine. Wow. So this is the first time Rose City has been in the lead since Jam 2. Wow. Eagles feeling strong.
Interesting on the Rose City side. Alicia Nisbet-Smith up to 4 penalties. She is a key blocker for Rose City. She's going to have to cool it if she intends to stay.
Oh, okay, 3-on-3 in the pack now as Caffeine went to the box.
Trouble sexy Slady escorting much to the outside.
Tempest says Scald looks enormous compared to shortstop. Yeah, the size differential is pretty humorous. Oh, they're all just trying to lean Lauren Much to the outside line, and it wasn't quite enough in that effort. Bonnie doing a nice avoidance there. Oh! Lost the control just a tiny bit, but got all the points first, so it's fine.
And we got a lead change again, Tara.
Another lead change. Gotham took it right back.
The momentum just keeps building and building and building, and now we are seeing a lot of lead changes in this half after Rose City gave
Wow.
that breather at halftime. Whatever their pep talk was, it must have been phenomenally good.
Was this the year that Scald Eagle drank a Coke at halftime? Does anyone remember?
Rodriguez with the star for Rose City.
It's either 2015 or 2016. And then that was the joke for like the whole year. Drink a Coke and then come out and jam like Scald Eagle. Vicious Van Gogh is jamming again and has gotten lead. This might be only her second time jamming in this game, but she was effective. All smiles, so happy that it worked out. Maybe she'll get a little bit more playing time in this half.
Sometimes that happens if a
Oh, did such a nice job taking that inside. Making the blockers commit a little bit more to the middle and then grabbing the in.
125 for Gotham, 120 for Rose City.
Contusions thinks that this is the year of the Coke. Okay, let's assume that Scald Eagle is caffeinated and happy to be here.
We see Gotham starting that jam with that
Maven almost ended up doing a little bit of defense there too.
long. They are containing Scald.
It's just this amorphous blob of bodies. Oh, Eagle tries real hard to jump that line. Slady is not allowing it to happen, but now Slady is going to the penalty box. Eagle is not lead jammer, but Eagle is eligible to score. If Maven gets out, nope, Maven's not going to be lead because Maven passed the star to Fisher twice. So this is going to go the full 2 minutes, and we will see what kind of a jammer Fisher twice is. Fisher twice still needs to put on the helmet cover to start scoring points. Oh, wow. Wonderful inside to outside. No one was ready for that at all. And they were spread out as far as they could be on the track.
This is the third star pass that Gotham has done in this game. We usually don't
The third star pass for Gotham. They don't normally do star passes. All of them have gone to Fisher twice, but this is the first time Fisher twice has been expected to try to score points with it based on what's going on in the jam.
slow reset by Scald Eagle.
Rivas did a nice job getting in the way of Maven, who was trying to pull back Eagle. Now we can see what kind of blocking Maven can do. And Maven gets really low. Fisher Twice is out. Eagle already has 9 points, and now Fisher Twice has 4. Still got another 18 seconds to go in this jam. Oh, wow. If Fisher Twice had held on to the outside, that would have been really awesome. Oh no, back block for Scald Eagle. So now Gotham is going to have a power start for the next jam. Eagle did score 13 points before the penalty happened. Now we know Eagles had at least 3 penalties that I can remember. She had those 2 early on in the game. I don't know how many her total is for sure, but I think this is the 3rd. Oof. So back blocks are still being handed out pretty regularly. So Bonnie gets the power start, gets out real fast. All right, we've got the pivot going up to make some noise. Bonnie trying so hard on the outside to stay in bounds. Sarelson not happy about receiving a penalty. And an out-of-play penalty for another Rose City blocker. Chestnut and Alicia Nesbitt-Smith are trying real hard to hold things together in the meantime, as they are the only Rose City blockers right now. Oh! Eagle tried to do something really fancy and lost control. I am very concerned about her health right now. That looked like a very painful fall. Bonnie trying to be real controlled, lost the edge on the outside. It was going to be like really beautiful. All right. Gotham is increasing their lead again, 145 to 133. Rose gets to play underdog once again, but Rose City plays underdog really well. They are incredibly motivated. Oh gosh, did you hit your head? I have concerns. Seemed like she tried to get her hand in the way. I'm not sure if the helmet hit the floor or not. So Lauren Much is out there with shortstop. I've already lost shortstop. Oh, there she is on the inside. She's just very small. Lauren Much, lead jammer. Oh, nice work there from Slady at the back. 1-on-1, just kind of tossed Lauren Much to the outside. Threw off her trajectory just enough. When you're coming in with that kind of speed, sometimes it can be hard to make an adjustment. Faces are getting a little bit tight on the Gotham bench. They're really focused. Rodriguez is like, you know what? I like having the star on the front of my head. This works well for me. Bonnie working at the front against the tripod. The pivot has joined. So often, all 4 blockers are going up against these jammers. It looks like offense is only being used opportunistically in this game. Oh my gosh, you made it! Fast and Loose trying to do some offense along with Roxy Dallas. Rodriguez is doing a really good job rotating the hips to get in between the players. Her footwork and her rotation are just even more on point this year. She's developed a lot in one season. Oh, nice hit there from Alicia Nesbitt-Smith to take out Bonnie and keep her contained at the back. Bonnie has taken off the helmet cover again. Is she going to pass to her pivot, or is this a star stash? A stash. I think that hit to Rodriguez was kind of a way of being like, you can probably call it now. So 5 points for Rodriguez.
Replay what Rodriguez had to go through.
That's her getting through on that lead jammer, that initial pass. Elizabeth Smith looking for the track cut penalty in the background there.
145
Wow.
points for Gotham against Rose City's 139.
I'm just finding myself watching this game a lot more than talking about it because it's just such a phenomenal game and it draws you in. Oh my gosh, what a great hit there from Rivas. Oh, Vicious Van Gogh is getting a back block penalty. Oh boy. So power jam for Lauren Much. Big deal for Rose City. Crowd going crazy. Only 2 Gotham blockers. Lauren Much does her bean dip on the outside, like you do. They are keeping back caffeine from joining her friends. Now the Gotham blockers are back together. They managed to get Lauren Much off to the inside. Lauren Much checking in with the bench. Much is a really good player for always looking at the bench and saying, like, what do you guys want me to do next? I am lead. Do you want me to keep going? Do you want me to call it off? What are the needs right now of the team? What's going on? Yeah, every time she gets run back, she checks. Like, what do you want me to do? Is this the time I call it? And now she's gotten confirmation. Yes, absolutely call it right now.
Very interesting, Rose City choosing to push that, but that 8 points moves our score to Rose City 147, Gotham 1.
Oh, wow, Rivas. And this is why you should work on your backwards laterals so that you can do an amazing hit like that. So we've got a 2-point game. Rose City is now in the lead again. Lead change again. This is only the 3rd time they've been in the lead since the game started. Eagle and Maven are jamming together, both on the inside. It's a cool place to be. And Maven is lead. I love Maven's stride when she gets going full speed. Got a wonderful stride. Oh, lots of effort from all those blockers on Rose. Calling off with the points. Hooray! Success! So another lead change. Yay! Still a 2-point game, but now this time Gotham's in the lead. Wow, nice footwork, Eagle. Just really good at avoiding being tangled up in the legs of other people. Jessica Rodriguez and Bonnie Thunders. There's only 12 minutes left in this game. Oh my gosh, is he going to get the outside? No, Bonnie wants the outside. Oh, Bonnie is... She was not sure. She was not sure if the blocker went out or not. So just being safe. Oh, no one gets to be lead. Oh, is Bonnie going to contort her way to lead jammer? Oh, there's some nice effort there for offense from number 934 in Rose City in the back. And Bonnie is lead. Bonnie eventually got through all those people. Oh, this wide shot's crazy when they keep zooming in and out. All right, star pass for Rose City. Is this the first completed star pass for Rose City? They had all that shenanigans from that one star pass in the 3rd jam. This pivot does not get to score points today. But I think that's the first completed star pass for Rose.
Thanks, Tara. And what is at the root of all this intensity? Well, it is the trophy that represents the championship of the WFTDA's Division 1.
That's not it. There it is. The camera got stuck on the other skate. What do you guys think of the Hydra? Is it beautiful?
We have no idea yet who that will be presented to.
Much gets the inside line very successfully. Is being chased by shortstop. Shortstop is lead. Much just came out ahead.
And the pack is picking up the pace as well. Rose City
They must have been just really close together when they came out.
making it a 0-0 jam, which is what Gotham wants to make.
Again, roller derby is continuing whether or not the producers cutting from different cameras know. So we missed like a little bit of the start of that jam.
Call off by shortstop.
So we have seen the jammer rotation really shrink it down for these teams. And
They're talking about the jammer rotation shrinking down for the teams, but Rose City has had Lauren Much, Scald Eagle, and Jessica Rodriguez jamming the entire game. No one else has jammed for Rose City, even though they have some spare jammers. They have some relief jammers that they could be using. They really want to stick to those three players. Gotham has Bonnie, Maven, Gogo is there, but Gogo is not being used as much. Shortstop.
that is containing Bonnie Thunder's
So it's a small group actually on the Gotham side too. You remember that Susie Hot Rod was a big part of the rotation the last several years for Gotham. Susie was a part of Gotham for such a long time, but then retired. So everyone's trying to fill the Susie-sized hole in the Gotham rotation.
Headway against Gotham's defense.
And Maven did that really well.
Rail, she's clear on her initial pass. Bonnie Thunders clears for 5 points, scoring pass for Gotham.
Rose has been held scoreless for the past 4 jams.
So Gotham's taken over once again,
Bonnie Thunder's getting
keeping Rose without points for 4 jams in a row.
and we see Scald Eagle getting out on her initial pass, but Bonnie Thunders was on her scoring run. The WFTDA is celebrating 10 years of leading the roller derby athlete voice. Real, strong, athletic, revolutionary.
I like how calm Much is on the line. It's like she lets out this final breath, like, and then goes. Go gets another jam, another success. There's a very small looking pack out there going against 2 Rose blockers. Oh, one more came back.
That's right. Since Lauren Much landed where parts of her were out of bounds, her skates were out of bounds, she has to reset behind.
Now everybody's all mixed up and Much is like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Trying to force Violet knockout a little further.
Go trying some pushing.
Able to, she's going to be forced to reset.
Doesn't exactly want to test the lines that much because she doesn't want to be run back. Oh, there it goes. Nice little twirl. Oh, kind of like a semi-apex jump from Much on the inside to finally get out.
10 points though already for Vicious Van Gogo.
Rose City trying to pick up the pace of the pack, making it difficult for Vicious Van Gogo to come in and get more points.
Violet knockout to the penalty box. Gotham with 3 blockers on the
Oh, nice offensive work there. They were trying to completely get the inside for her, but the pack was going so fast it was hard to do it quickly. And so Gogo just had to kind of call it with what she had. Oh, that was a lovely transition.
Brought to you by Spank Alley Armbands from Australia. Check them out online. Spank Alley.
Oh, that was a nice way to split the defense too.
6 minutes, 55 seconds left on the period.
Yay! I did the thing! Yay! So timeout for Rose.
From Rose City.
As much as it feels like there were a lot of timeouts during this game, the teams themselves are not taking that many.
We have several skaters, 3 skaters, still with 4 penalties on the Rose City side. This is a timeout that
They're like, I'm not sure why we're on camera, but we are. Let's talk about things.
that's what's killing them. You can't win a game if your skaters are not on the track.
You're right, just like we talked about in the first half when they took that timeout. Their penalties
Oh, there's not much left of this game.
60-second
And it's still so close.
They went on a 5-jam run coming out of that last time.
And I think I remember what happens at the end of this too. I was reminded watching the Bonnie Thunders movie.
Again, for them to be doing this and back on the Fast Girl start line, we do have Bonnie Thunder.
I remember being at this game with all the screaming and the cheering. I was straight up dizzy from all of the cheering afterwards.
Last team timeout.
You almost couldn't hear yourself think.
Rodriguez going to the inside.
Less than 7 minutes to go. Oh, everybody fell down, and you are successfully lead jammer. I was worried we were getting another backblock penalty, but that did not happen. Bonnie trying to calmly focus on getting lead. Tempest asks, who were you rooting for? I was rooting for good Derby, but at the time I was rooting for Rose City because, like many people, I wanted to see a team be able to beat Gotham. And I thought that Rose City could be that team. So as much as I love both teams, I wanted the upset. I often enjoy cheering for the underdog in these games. Oof, ouch, ouch, ouch. And then you tripped your friend. Oh my gosh. But in retrospect, it's one of those things where you don't appreciate it when it's going on. Like, I've talked about this a lot with Coach Dan. Coach Dan was not a fan of the Chicago Bulls when they had their dominant run in the NBA and they were winning all these championships. He was not a fan. He didn't like the Bulls. He didn't like Michael Jordan, didn't think it was fair, wanted someone else to win. We've got a similar story here in roller derby. You've got Gotham, this team that was dominant and undefeated for so many years. And you've got Bonnie Thunders right there at the front of that as the Michael Jordan character. And you start just telling this story where you want someone to unseat them because of the legacy, because of the dynasty. But in retrospect, years later, you start to realize how special the run was for the Chicago Bulls. And you appreciate it so much more. And I appreciate the Gotham run so much more afterwards. Like, the more time that goes by, the more impressive it seems in my mind. And the more it's like, I don't think we'll ever see that exactly again. And this was the special part of our roller derby history, and we didn't appreciate it when it was happening. We didn't appreciate how amazing it was that Gotham could stay on top like this because everyone wanted, well, not everyone, but many people wanted so badly for someone to unseat them. And even though I was a big fan of individual players on Gotham, I too was cheering for other teams to take the lead. I wanted to see a change in roller derby where other teams could make it up there. And there has been good changes because Gotham made everyone so good. And now we're in a place where it seems like there are several teams who could get there and who could compete at this top level of the sport. But it took a long time for that to happen. It took Bonnie leading the way for Gotham, Gotham leading the way for roller derby, and then Rose City testing them and finally coming to this game. And now we've got Bonnie and Lauren Much. And I had this conversation with Bonnie on the Power Through the Fourth Whistle Roller Derby podcast about, I asked, has Rose City lived long enough to be the villain? Like, they were the underdog for so many years, and now Rose City is on top and almost seems like they're the ones who can't be beat. Are they what Gotham was in our sport? Oh my gosh, that jump. And it's just a funny conversation to have, to explore the characters we make of these teams. Oh, wow. Such good effort from Roxy Dallas at the front to try and contain Lauren. And oh, wow, just held on to that jump. 179 to 170. Gotham has the lead. Gotham is calling a timeout. We have 2 minutes and 21 seconds to go. Things are about to get really crazy in this game because Gotham has the lead, but nothing about it feels secure or certain. Things have gone back and forth so much in this game, especially with the penalties. And like, all three of the Rose City Jammers have been firing on all cylinders. And on the Gotham side, it hasn't been as consistent as you would normally expect. Rose City has done an excellent job dialing in on Bonnie in particular, and things are not as easy this year for Bonnie. They've got some new jammers on Gotham who have come up and who have been a bigger part of this game in Misty Maven and in shortstop. And Vicious Van Gogh isn't getting as much playing time, but she's actually having really good success when she goes out there. Now, Eagle looks incredibly focused, incredibly driven. We've only got 2-on-3 here in the pack, so Gotham was making some kind of a plan, trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Eagle's just going to mow us over. So I think Gotham is going to attempt a little bit more defense. It looks like Eagle actually went for defense instead and tried to get Bonnie stuck in the pack, whereas Gotham was trying to make a plan just for getting Bonnie out. And that ended up working, as I think Gotham was going to go all offense and didn't know what to do, and Eagle didn't try to surge forward immediately. So the plan had to change. Nice 1-foot maneuver there. So Rose says keep going. They actually want Bonnie on the pack right now because Eagle is having such a killer game. They are looking at Bonnie and they have decided Bonnie, we might be able to hold her back, and Eagle might be able to get a little bit more points than her right now because of the pack differential. And it's working because those blockers were not able to get together into a wall. This is a very tiny pack, and tiny packs are very good for Eagle. The crowd is going insane. You can hear them just getting louder and louder. Eagle already has 18 points. I was going to say. Oh my gosh, Bonnie tried to hit Eagle, but Eagle just kept on going. No one can stop Scald Eagle in this game. Eagle is so focused and not even like looking anywhere else but exactly where she needs to go. Eagle is just going to keep going and taking as much time off the clock as possible. Now the jam has less than 30 seconds left. The period clock has 4 seconds. Oh, it's got called off. Oh, I was wrong about which. I got confused about which timer was which for a moment. A 23-point game or jam. It just. This is so intense. I'm going to turn up the volume for the game a little bit.
We see more of the instant replays. And again, you can just see the determination on her face as she sets herself up for another scoring pass. 198 points for Rose City. 187 points for
So Gotham has a timeout. They're going to try to get set before this last jam, but they're behind. All that needs to happen is Lauren Much needs to get lead and then call it. She doesn't have to do anything else. Eagle already did the heavy lifting in the previous jam by getting 20 more points than Bonnie. Here comes the music. So what was significant about what happened in the last jam was Bonnie tried to pass to Fisher twice, and Fisher twice got the penalty. So Lauren Much is getting, not only does she have to just get lead and call it off, but she's got the power start. And the player who is out there as a jammer for Gotham is not their best choice, or this person would have been in the primary rotation. This person's a pivot. Lauren knows exactly what she needs to do. This is like one of the happiest moments of her life right now. She knows all she has to do is go out there, get lead, and call it off, and they win. And that is it. Because Fisher twice, I don't think Fisher twice is getting lead here. This is the most advantageous situation that can happen for Rose City right now, and the most disadvantageous for Gotham. And when that music came up in the venue playing that song, people were getting emotional. This was intense. This was cinematic. People are losing their minds. They are screaming.
Here's your story, fans. If Gotham can contain Lauren Much and keep her from getting lead jammer while getting their jammer out and getting lead first.
All Lauren has to do is skate clean and get lead. Skate clean and get lead. They're just going to let her go now. Oh, she's on the outside. They're running her back. Now it's suspenseful again.
Call it off because the game clock has expired.
She was very smart and realized, oh, I don't have to go back behind those people. But now Lauren Much does not have lead. All she had to do was get lead and call it off, and she does not have lead. So now this is going to go 2 minutes, and she has to skate clean. She has to maintain the lead. Luckily, they have a good lead built up, but it doesn't mean you can just rest on this. Meanwhile, the pivot for Gotham is now in the penalty box, and that pivot was Bonnie Thunders. Bonnie Thunders was out there to take the star pass to try and finish the game, to try and do it again. Fisher Twice is actually doing a really good job matching Lauren Much. But it's going to be really hard to make up for the lead. Bonnie's there. Bonnie's like, do you need me? Do you need me? You seem to be scoring points right now. Bonnie's trying to decide defense or offense, defense or offense. Bonnie knows that she can't really help as long as her blockers are successfully blocking Lauren. They're running her back right now, so Bonnie's probably going to try to get the star again if Fisher wants the help. Going to be communicating, like, do you need the help? Do you need the help? Lauren Much knows I don't even need to engage. If we stay on this pass the whole time, it's okay. We're good. And now Bonnie does have the star. Bonnie has it on her head, and she's trying to score the points. She's doing her best. Now Gotham has more points than Rose City in this jam, but the game is over. And Bonnie Thunders does the classiest thing one athlete can do for another. Gotham's undefeated streak has ended right here in this moment. And the first thing Bonnie Thunders does is she goes over and hugged Lauren Much. God, this game's emotional. Wow. Bonnie really did try to do everything she could in that last jam, and Rose did such a good job pulling together at the end of the game to make that happen. Eagle had a strong game the entire time, was able to work on that penalty trouble from earlier. Just had so many big jams, and no one had enough of an answer of what to do to stop Scald Eagle. Now Rose City has the Hydra for the first time ever. And I'm definitely one of the people in the venue just crying right now because it was such a big moment, and the music and just everything that was happening. It was so special. Final score 206 to 195. Rose City wins over Gotham for the first time ever. Gotham is defeated for the first time in many, many years. And it was an amazing effort on both sides, but this was Rose City's year. So that's the 2015 WFTDA Championship. Rose versus Gotham. It's one of the best games in roller derby history. This amazing story of Gotham being undefeated for so many years, Rose working their way up to this game, having the really close loss the year before, and finally cinching the victory in this game. It was just really something. And I feel all the feelings again. Oh boy, I cried again watching this game. That just always seems to happen for me with this game. So yeah, that was really intense. That was a really special game, and yeah, it kind of hits you right in the feels. Thank you for watching with me. Thank you for spending my derbyversary with me. It's just a nice way to look back at roller derby and remember these amazing moments to keep us going when things are really tough. A lot of teams are canceling their seasons right now, and there isn't probably going to be any more roller derby. So all we can do in the meantime is just enjoy the history and train for when we can do it again. So thanks for hanging out with me for Story Time with Jackie. I am going to head off now, and bye-bye.